A note to self, never again let them slot you in right after a Billy Porter performance in the future. Billy, thank you. That was amazing. Thank you. Tonight, as we celebrate marriage equality, the Pride Agenda is rightfully proud of our role in winning the right to marry here in New York and in helping to fuel that movement across the country. But our mission of equality and justice is about far more than marriage. As you heard from Nathan this evening, the Pride Agenda is working hard to strengthen the protections of and make it easier for us all to start our own families, including through the Child Parent Security Act, which will overturn the current antiquated ban on surrogacy in our state. By securing funding for the health and human service needs of our community, and in particular, LGBT, homeless, and runaway youth. By further protecting our youth, by banning harmful reparative therapies, as our sister state, New Jersey, already has. And of course, by ensuring that our hard-fought laws are fairly implemented and candidates will stand up for us and our rights when they are in office. The Pride Agenda's current top priority, as you've heard, is to protect transgender New Yorkers from discrimination through the passage of GENDA, the Gender Expression Non-Discrimination Act. This year, as you also heard, we launched an immense and intense media campaign that was designed to educate New Yorkers on the importance of this legislation and to successful results. Tonight, we want to share with you one of the videos from that campaign.
Rowan Collins, I'm from Albany, New York. I'm going to be a senior in college out in Rochester, and I'm a trans man. I'm really close to my mom. She's been my strongest ally pretty much my entire life. We cook and bake, and we kind of just get in the car sometimes and just pick a direction and just drive.
Rowan and I have always had a great relationship. I've been very close to him. Growing up, everything from monkey bars to chemistry, there was always somebody there to catch him. He knew that whoever he was never going to be alone.
I was attacked and verbally assaulted in high school, and I will be graduating next spring and entering the real world, and I could, apply for a job and be perfectly qualified and have a great resume, and if they were to find out that I was trans, they would be well within their rights to completely deny me the job. And the same could happen with housing. I could move into an apartment and be a model renter. My landlord could find out that I was trans, and I could be evicted. Not having the legal protections in place that everyone else in the state has is a scary thought.
We are all human beings. Everybody should be prevented from being fired just because they are trans.
I volunteer at Equality and Justice Day. People come and stand outside of the Capitol and demand rights for LGBT New Yorkers. This year I have a bunch of friends coming from college, and we're all going to go together. They're volunteering as well. GENDA would protect transgender New Yorkers from job discrimination, housing discrimination, being discriminated in public accommodations like restaurants and hotels.
It's very hard to have your son be someone that is not equal to others in the sight of the law, and that needs to change.
I think it's really important because New York's been first in everything. That's where Stonewall happened. We had Seneca Falls, and I think that we've really dropped the ball on this. There's 16 other states that have had this in place, and we still can't get this passed. It could be the person down the street from you. It could be your bank teller. It could be someone that your kids go to school with. It could be anyone, and it could be everyone.
Rowan's story is so incredibly moving and personal. He's a powerful voice for equality in our state. And Rowan is here tonight. Please let's give him another round of applause for his inspiring advocacy. Rowan reminds all of us that we are one community, not a collection of individual constituencies, but one community of L's, G's, B's, and T's, who, with our straight allies, must look out for and raise up each other, speaking with one unified voice. Transgender New Yorkers like Rowan, they need protection from discrimination. They need GENDA now. LGBT homeless and runaway youth suffering on our streets, they need critical funding, and they need that now. Our families, they need the protections of the Child Parent Security Act now. And all of us need elected officials who will look out for and safeguard our rights. This is the mission of the Empire State Pride Agenda, to win equality and justice for all LGBT New Yorkers and our families. Now, I recognize and I appreciate the incredible support of that mission by your presence here tonight. I'm going to ask you to consider doing just a little more. Many of you are fortunate to be here this evening as guests of companies or friends, and many of you might have had a few too many and are feeling particularly more generous even than usual. So I'm asking you to consider making a text contribution to help the Pride Agenda's work. All you need to do is text ESPA to 56512 with your pledge amount and your name. Visual cue switch to the image. It's that simple. If we act collectively as one community, we together can and will make a difference and have our collective voice heard. We will check throughout the course of the evening on the text to pledge, and it actually looks like we may be off to a great start. Now, as you heard from Rowan, New York sadly is lagging behind. He actually said 16. There's now 17 other states that already have basic anti-discrimination protections on the basis of gender expression or identity. This is the Empire State. We simply should not be behind on a matter of basic civil rights, period. Tonight, it's my pleasure to introduce you to a leader from one of those 17 other states. As the first openly gay person to lead a state legislature, Speaker John Perez has been an effective advocate for all LGBT people. Following this summer's passage of a bill that protects transgender students and ensures their full access in schools, Speaker Perez said, quote, "Young transgender Californians should be treated with dignity and respect and recognized for who they truly are," close quote. So too should young transgender New Yorkers like Rowan. Speaker Perez is here to speak to us about how basic non-discrimination protections have improved the lives of transgender individuals in his state, and how important it is for our state to catch up and pass the long overdue gender bill. Please join me in welcoming the Speaker of the California State Assembly, John Perez.